YouTubers, Brian Proctor back again with another video, and this is the action pose position of the week. I'm not going to say what number because I don't know. So today I'm doing more of a military thing because not everybody's doing superhero poses. So I'm doing a military thing, and I dressed the guy so that he won't be standing there naked with a gun, but I explained that more in the video. So without further ado, let's just get into the video and I explain everything when I'm there. All right, let's go. All right, so today I thought I would do an action pose position of somebody holding a gun. This is going to be more for people that do military stuff, special forces, or just maybe have a vigilante that uses a gun versus the spandex superhero, because I can still draw it the same way, but you're going to cover the body with clothes 99% of the time with people using guns. So the one good thing about that is the muscles don't have to be precise, because you're going to usually cover it with belts and military gear and so forth. So you still have to have the body proportions right, but as far as like the tight abs and so forth, you really don't need that in this, well, whenever you cover something with clothes. So, and I think I'm going to do several of these back to back, because there are so many ways to hold guns and aim guns that me just drawing this one type of position and then going to maybe a flying position or something, that kind of leaves you short for those who are doing like military or cops or whatever. But basically in all comic books, there's going to be somebody holding a gun. So we're going to do that and focus on hands and arm positions and so forth. Not worry too much about feet so much. But all right, so let's get into this. All right, let's start out with the blue pencil. Now the first thing you want to do, and keep in mind that you want to see basically what you want in your head, and then you want to keep it on the page. So I'm going to try to make this pretty big without going off the page. Since he's going to be carrying a gun, holding a gun, it's going to be going that way, to the left, to the right. I think I'll turn my page and do it this way. Let me check and see if you guys can still see it as I turn my page. All right, let's get the basic form down, or let's find out the size that I want. So I would say about the shoulders will be here, and hopefully the feet won't go further than that. So let me just do a quick rough of what I want, and then see if it goes off the page or not. Right now it will go off because the torso is too big. Torso, your hips, your legs, leg, your foot. So this is basically roughing the shape out so that I can see if it's going to go off the page. Let's say your hand, and the hand's probably going to be moved anyway. Shoulder, and I'll explain this hand thing later in a minute. Arm, here, this one, and let's just say hand here. Now, 2 seconds and I will explain what I'm doing. So now that's my basic position. So I've got him where he's going to fit on the page. The legs might come down a little longer, just a little bit longer, but that's the basic position. And let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. Hopefully you can see that. I'll make it a little darker. But basically this is my position, subject to change to where, as I say, he fits on the page. Now the one thing about a gun, now if you notice, his head is up here and his hands are down there. Usually if you're shooting any kind of gun, especially with a scope, if you want to be precise, the gun is going to be right here in your face, really close to your face, into your shoulder. So which means you'd have to put the hands up higher to where you're holding the gun. I might drop the gun a little bit more, but before you place the hands or you cement the hands where you want them, you want to draw your gun wherever it is. So let's just say, and I'm looking, that might be just a little too high. Let's draw. It would be nice if I had an image of a gun, and that's something that you should get if you're going to seriously do um, comics, military type thing, or any kind of comic with guns, or somebody wielding guns. Uh, what do you call it? Special ops crew or whatever. It's good to have guns. I can't. What is the word? Reference for guns. And I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna go because I do have gun references. So I'm gonna pause this and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so I am back. Now, one thing that I've always been a stickler on is reference material. If you want to do something and make it look good, reference material. Now, a long time ago, and I had to find these things, I had bought a pack of weapons for G.I. Joe, and you can go online and they give you accessory weapons for certain scale characters, and I bought a couple of them and I packed them up because yeah. So these are some of the ones that came in the packs, and these things are really good for exactly what I'm saying. You know, drawing reference drawings. And I know people will write in and say, where did you get those? But I don't remember because it's been that long since I bought these weapons. And you can get them in packs where they will fit your scale G.I. Joe character. Let me see if we're catching all of these weapons, because I saw them and I didn't buy these offline. This was like before, I don't want to say before Amazon, but yeah, you get the idea. And I have a lot of different weapons in this for this. So if you are doing military, and there are guns, if you're doing a military type comic or deal, this definitely is a must for you to have these things like this. And there are more in this box. I just collected them and I'm running out of space. Let me do this. Running out of just camera room to do it. So yeah, there are a lot. I have a little box here. I don't want to dump the whole box out, but, and it's not just guns. I mean, not just not just rifles, they're guns too. And then I have other weapons from other toys that like my son used to have. I was a stickler for keeping his toys together. I never let him really break it once he got to a certain age. And these things are really detailed. I didn't think I was going to go into a gun video, but yeah. I'm losing my words because I'm still looking for it. And as I said, these things are very detailed because this was like a scope, not a scope, a silencer or a suppressor that would actually fit some weapons. Like, I don't know if it fit this. Yeah, it fits this one. So you had your suppressor, and that actually fits several of the weapons. Something like this, if I'm not mistaken. No, not that one. I think it was that one, and it was another weapon that the suppressor fit. So maybe it was just that one. But either way, I know it fit a couple. As I say, that was a must. I didn't want this video to go that long because I didn't plan on showing you that. But these are excellent for, and one of these, oh, I was going to show you the detail of these things is the actual clip comes out and there is like a little bullet. You can see this. It's like a little bullet inside of it. So these are really, really detailed. So as I say, you have all your angles. Oh yeah, the stock comes out and it flips back. So I'm guessing you can still find these things. You'd have to search online, but I would just put in like, not auxiliary weapons, but just weapons for G.I. Joe figure or doll or whatever. But yeah, as I said, these things are very detailed. So that's a must. So okay, let me put these things back up and then we'll get back into the drawing. Okay, back to the drawing now. Now, as I was saying about your hands, one of the best things to do is to draw your weapon first. Place your weapon and then put your hands around where the weapon is going to be. Now, if you draw your weapon up close to the person's face, you're going to have to tilt the head a little bit because he's going to look down the sights of the weapon. So unless he just has even with a scope, unless he's just holding the weapon low, like shooting at the hip, as they say, you're going to have to turn the head. So let me see my proportions, where the head is going to be located at. So as I say, draw the head, draw your weapon, and usually draw just a rectangle for the what in the beginning. Then you will know where you place your hand at for that person that's holding the weapon. Now for this, let me use this weapon right here. Let's just draw just a basic shape of it. I'm not trying to do the whole gun. Now the hard part is you have to be able to keep this in proportions with an actual person, because you don't want to have it too small and you don't want to have it too big because it will look just off. Now, if I had a G.I. Joe, I could kind of with the size of it, but for that matter, I don't. So even right now, this hand is going to be long using this gun. So let's just say this is going to be here. And I'm not going to try to draw it perfectly. I just want to get it in to where it's going to look right. So I'm going to speed this up while I draw the gun so that you guys don't have to wait and then see me fiddle around with drawing a gun. Okay, so we have the basic gun. Now it could be a little smaller. Maybe it's supposed to be a little bigger. I don't know. I don't own a gun like this. I don't even know what this gun is called. I mean, it's easy to look up, but I'm really not a gun person. That's why I do superheroes. So the one thing is you have to get your gun the proper size before you can do the rest. So now that you've got the gun, the butt does go into the shoulder. Now that's going to be another thing about it that you have to know is how the gun is placed. But if you're doing military stuff, then you pretty much already know. So let's go back to blue. Let's do the hand, and then we'll see how we get the shoulder. How we can get the shoulder. I don't know why I'm having trouble talking today right now. So we've got the hand, and the hand is, let me get my test paper for you guys. The hand is basically kind of like this. You have your one finger that's in the on the trigger, so that's your little joint where it bends, and the other finger is going to come down. Other finger is going to come down because you have that guard, that trigger guard, I guess that's what you call it here. So your other finger is going to come down, and then you just do kind of like a mitten, yeah, mitten here, and then you have your other fingers holding the gun, 1, 2, 3, 4, and your thumb. And then you might have to bend the wrist down. Depends on the type of gun you're holding. So just remember this, split it and go down because of the hand guard, and you have your trigger here, and you have your rest of your gun, and then your it's not the butt, the handle is going to be here. So yeah, back to drawing. Now, like as I say, the hard thing is this has got to go in the arm. Your arm is going to come over this. So let's see if you can see it. If I'm still in focus, yeah. Close up a little bit because it doesn't matter with the arms right now or with the legs right now. Got your hand, you have your arm. Might be a little long, but we'll cut that butt down a little bit. As I say, the gun could be too long, size-wise for the guy, or it could be too small, but the arm has to go. So we're gonna get rid of this butt of the gun for just a second and concentrate on the arm. What is that? Oh. Okay, so the neck, shoulder, the delt, and this is why it's always good to use two or three colors. That elbow and that gun might be up a little too high, or the butt of the gun could be up a little too high. I can always bring that down, just that to come down. Down, and it can fit in the arm like that. You might have to try to get away with some things by adjusting. Like so. So the other hand, let's say we're going to put the other hand right here. That's Alexa. I didn't ask you anything, Alexa, but that's nice of you to chime in. So when you're doing the hand, let's just say you're doing a mitt, and then this part here, and your fingers are going to come up. So it's kind of like doing what the shape is that? I'm going to go down and around like so. And then we're going to have to adjust this arm, this part of the arm, to where this part is going to fit. You can bend this arm up and back depending on type of the gun, but you want to have it to where the two parts of the arm actually fit the shoulder. And I should have really darkened this shoulder out, or darkened this out more, the torso out more, so I can see it. But it's covered by the gun, so that's a good thing. So you can kind of make mistakes the same way you can make mistakes with the anatomy, because you're gonna put clothes on this guy. So let me do this hand a little bit, because it's going to fit in the palm like so. It's going to sit down in that palm, and then those fingers are going to come over and up. All right. Now, when you hold something, or in particular the gun, your hand, let me get another piece of paper. You're holding your gun. Your palm is going to be up under here. Say, so this is like your palm from seeing through the gun. Then it's going to tilt down just a little bit. Let's just say if I square this off here, so you'd have this shape here. And then you put your holes for your 4 fingers. Then if I put the gun down a little bit further, or the bottom of whatever, then you bring these up and curve them around, and it has to go uphill like this. So you have this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one, which is going to come kind of like that. So if I try to make a mess out of this thing, it's going to look something like this. And remember, this object is round, so your fingers are not going to be flat on it. It's going to come out a little bit and then come up like this. And this is going to be your highest one, and that's going to be your lowest one, like that. And then you have your palm, and it's going to sit on your palm. You might see some of your palm depending on what's there. So it's going to look like that. So remember, just do this little piece. If you have to draw through it, that's fine, but you want to do something like this, square. These were your fingers, and then this is going to be the palm right here. So you just want to kind of do like this box. Put the gun, or put the whatever you're holding here, and then do your fingers. Can you see this, or am I off camera? Am I wasting my time? I am. Okay, let's do that again. you want to do this. Sorry about that. I'm going to buy something to where I can see it in my laptop screen and film at the same time. And if anybody knows any gadgets that can do that, let me know. I heard that you can buy a, what is that? Not an iPad. Yeah, a pad, tablet. And then you can be able to hook it up to your laptop and film at the same time. I don't know if anybody knows any technology that will allow me to film and see at the same time. Let me know. So back to what we're saying. You want to have this shape basically like this. This is going to represent your palm here. This little square box. And this is where your fingers are going to go here. And once you play around with it enough, you'll get it. So as I say, your gun, your piece is going to be here. Remember, it's going to be round. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. This one being the highest. So it's going to come down and come down. So you have this one here and this one here. And then this last one like that. So if you can remember how to do this, then you're pretty good. Now, if you're drawing a faraway picture like this, then you don't have to have as much detail on your hands as if you drew a close-up of a gun like this. Then I would say take your camera and then try to take a picture of your hand and then try to draw that. So what we have again here is like this, and then knuckles like this and like this. That's the best way I can say, the easiest way to say to how to do it. And then you put your whatever here, muzzle or brick or whatever, and then the hand comes up, which is going to be behind it, and then your wrist is going to come down like that. So because you're coming up under it, so your wrist is going to come down. So yeah, don't forget that part. All right, now let's see if I can finish that. Another thing, the butt of your gun is always going to hit either that shoulder here or in your arm. Depends on how long the butt of the gun is or rifle is. And as I say, the hardest part is going to be able to do the right size gun compared to the person, and that's always been the hardest thing for me. So let's do this hand real quick. So and a lot of times it depends on, you can have your arm here and your wrist is the end of that, your palm, your wrist could be bent down like this and then go up at the same time, or it could just come up and your palm could be flat and then with your fingers up like that. So it depends on the size of the gun or the size of whatever you're holding. So I didn't want to write on that, but I did. So let me erase that. And I think it depends on the angle of the other part of your arm, whether your wrist is going to be straight or your palm is going to be straight or it's going to be down. I did not mean for this to be a long tutorial, but it seems like it's getting there. So this is going to be here, let's say your 4 holes. Your finger is going to be like right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. So we're going to put the fingers here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I will clean it up in the wash, as I always say, because it's hard to see once you start getting so many colors in there. And then your hand comes down like so, your arm comes down like so, and it depends on how far this arm is. So like if you have your torso, and I'm drawing on my paper again, you can have the arm down and up like so, with the other hand here going back, or you can have this arm going out more with the wrist coming up. And I think that would determine whether your wrist is pointed down or your palm is pointed down, or whether your palm is pointed or going to be flat across. I think the further out the weapon, the more your palm is going to be flat. So if you have something, I'm looking for something long, something long, like, say, like this shotgun. If you're holding it back here and your hand is way here, I believe your palm would be more flat than bent. Bear with me one more second because I had something. No, this one, this long boy right here, something like that. Because your hand is way back here and your other hand will be way up here. So then I believe that your palm would be flat, sitting flat. All right, enough explanation. Let's get back into the drawing. Never enough explanation, Brian. We need more explanations. So that might be a little long. Could be. I believe it is just a little long. Problem solved. The hand might be a little big, but once you do all this, you can see where your mistakes are and then work with it. Looking. So as long as you have the rest of the body in proportion, the muscles really won't count on this one. As long as you have your balance and you have your neck straight down, that plumb line, as they call it, that's a whole different story. Your knee, and then your legs. I zoomed in. Let me make sure you can see all of this by zooming back out. Again. Knee. I will put that leg out a little bit more to make him like he's taking that forward step, to give him more of a holding on position or holding on to the ground position. I don't know what that would be called right now. Something like that, but the feet should be the same. On that same line, shall we say. Actually, my lines are always crooked, so I was right in the first place, and leaving this foot down and just bring this foot down a little bit more, because if you see the distance between this and this, I always do crooked lines. So just bring this foot down a little bit more. To be on the same line as this foot used to be. And I'll fix that in the wash. Usually the feet don't really matter unless you're drawing the whole body, and he could be on a rocky ledge or in some rubble or whatever, and you can cover the feet, grass or however, unless you're doing a pinup. So you have the basic muscles, you have your hand, you have your gun, you have your hands right, you have your head tilted in to see down the sight, which is right here and right here. And your actual gun starts right here, so it should come right up under the face. The actual gun part, not the butt part or the stock. Is it the stock? I'm not a gun person, so for all you people who know about the guns, forgive me. And then, as your sight should be right there under your eye, and then the actual gun part the metal starts here and then goes out. So that's a few more tips for you. So this is what I would end up with before I started to put clothes on this guy. And I will put clothes on him just because I could do the muscle, but it'd just be like a naked guy holding a gun. So who wants to see that? So I'm going to dress him up in some type of military outfit to make him fit the occasion. So yeah, that's about it. With something holding a gun, you get your hands right, you get your position right, and your stand or your balance right, and then you're good to go. So I'm going to ink this. Well, I'll add something on him before I ink it because I don't want to ink and then draw or whatever. So I'll find some kind of good military outfit or something to put on some straps or something, and then we'll go from there. Okay, before I do that, let me give this shameless plug for myself, because in this book I do that. For those who don't know, some of you know, I do these action. This one's the action pose reference book for comic book artists, and in the back of these and inside you have like different poses that you can use, and I'll leave a link to that. But in the back you have some hand references, so this helps out when you're doing hands. Not too many hand references, but there's a few that will help you out. So yeah, I'll leave the link to where you can get this book if you choose to. And then there's an all-female, all-action book as well. I think both of them are like, if you get them both together, it's like $20, maybe $20, $25, $29, no more than $29 for both books. So that's pretty good, because most books are like $25 for just one. So I'll leave the link for that. And then if you choose to get one, you can get it. And that's the end of my shameless plug. And let me dress this guy now. Let me use a darker pencil because I'm running out of colors here. So first thing, let me just do a belt. And this is going to be just real quick. This is nothing, spectacular. Buckle. And if he has any gear on him, I'll do the gear first. I'll do the straps and so forth first. And he has a little gun strap here. I usually like the low strap guns, like the Westerns, when you put it way down instead of putting it up on your hip, but that's just me. He's gonna have the strap here, maybe another strap here, a little higher, and he might have maybe some gun clips here. And all these are just like rectangles. Would it go this way or that way? Yeah, we go this way. Strap here, maybe a little something on his back, another little piece of rectangle, maybe another little piece here, another clip here, maybe some small things right here. Yeah, let's give him some knee pads, which are just kind of like, not octagons, but almost like diamonds, whatever shape that is. And then the straps around the back of the leg, like that. So, and pants. I'll give him some boots, some boots, but I have the low pants. Now, I draw these first, these straps first, because so when I draw the pants, I have the pants kind of like flare out to show that the straps are tight, like that. So like here, this is his leg. This is his leg. So I'll have the pants flare out right here, kind of like drawing a small mountain. And that indicates that these straps around his legs are tight. So this will be on the same line as the leg. This will come out more. Same thing here. It goes in, it comes out here, and then goes down. And I'll have it flare out again because it's going to be tucked under. He's going to have some boots here, flare out a little bit, and in. And you don't want to have pants that's going to be skin tight unless you want skin tight pants. Always take them off of the body like so. Just a little bit, not too much. You don't want to have them, having like incredibly large bell bottoms or something. So these are the pants, and then of course you're going to have your wrinkle for the guy. You have your zipper cover, and then it's going to be wrinkled here and maybe here, because they're going to be khaki type pants. So you're going to have these wrinkles there. And as I said, tight strap. And I'll do all this in better detail when I do put it in ink. Now for the top, I want to give him a vest. You won't see too much of the top. So, or you won't see what's on his chest too much. So let's just say I'll give him a vest. The vest will come down and maybe around his back, like so, and around here. I guess I couldn't look up what a vest really looks like, but I'm going to put the little pouches across his chest like this, And again, these are just rectangles. And another one here. And maybe one because he's turned, you have to see another one here. And when doing these pouches, a pouch is just, you do a square and then it has a cover, a little cover that folds over. So if I'm doing it from the side, it's going to look like this, and it has this little pouch that folds over. So if I open it, it's going to be like this, and you have this little pouch here that kind of, well, actually it would be like this. It's open, and it could be whatever's in here. So if you're doing one, this is from the front. So if you start doing it from the side, it's the same way of drawing like a building. You're going to do like that, and then your cover is going to come here to the button. And then if you do another one, round it off, you just do it completely from the side like this. Round it off, or going around in a circle. So it would be the other way. The same thing with this one. Like this. Well, I should make it square. And then the next one would be all side view. And that way it looks like it's going around somebody's chest or waist or whatever. And then you have your cover like that. But if you're going to do this, look up some military outfits. That way people will know, you know, this guy knows a little bit something about, you know, military stuff. And then a lot of these pouches have little designs in them somehow. It just looks good when you put more lines into it. And as I say, yeah, and connect your belt like that. So yeah, there's your pouches. Now, this is what this is here. You're not going to see much up here. Let's say, let's roll his sleeve up to about right there. So it's going to be rounded. It's going to go around his arm, and it's going to be like that. So basically, it's kind of like drawing a double cylinder, and add a little wrinkle to his shirt, his arm, his shoulder. Same thing for this one. Like that. Go out. It's doing like a cuff, and then his shirt, wrinkle right there where he's folding it. And you won't see much here. Let's just say, I don't know, if it's straps here, let's just say straps will come down here, and then your shirt here, maybe collar or whatever. And I'm getting in front of the whatever this is, clip. Is that a clip? If for a rifle, is it still called a clip, or is it called something else for a machine gun? I guess it's still called a clip. So I'm not gonna do a face, and then you can do whatever kind of boots you want. Let's see if you guys are still sitting with me on this one. So let's say the toe of the boot. It's gonna be like this. Okay, so this is his foot. Let's just say this is his whole foot. Then you just come down lower and add a heel like that. So we curve this around, and he can have a heel type heel, or it could be just all flat. Then you want to do the toe, and you want to curve that around to give it like those metal toe boots, to give it that little bubble look kind of, and then you bring it up. Then two lines down the side, and then you can have your shoestrings going across, or you could do the X the way we usually do our shoes, but to make it easier, I'll just do it across. And then all shoes have something. Do like small holes here where the shoestrings go in. This could be the metal toe, and then you have a pattern back here, and then the heel like that, or you can have a Nike symbol or whatever, just lines. However, look at some military boots and then just see. And as I said, the more detail you do, the better it looks. And your pants are tucked up under it like that, or tucked into it like that. So with this one, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Let's say this foot is here, the heel. So again, bring this down below the foot. You can have the heel if you want to, or you can just have the straight sole. Round it off here. So my pattern was like this, and then this, And I think I had some lines coming up here and here. Don't forget about your shoe laces, 2 lines, and comes across. I don't want, if I do it too dark with the pencil, it'll screw up for inking. And I don't know what I had. I think I had a line here. And then just bring your pants down to kind of like tuck it over the boots. So with that, I will call this one a done, and let me ink this. Give him a little arm. Man, that arm might be a little too long. This should stop about right here. So his elbow should be right there. This is when I say you should stop and look, stop, walk away, and come back, and then you'll see your mistakes, which are probably a lot, but I'm not stopping and walking away. Not today, because I'm losing the light. I'm gonna need to, because I can't see what I just did with that finger. 1, 2, 3. Should be a 4th one right here. 4. Right there. And then it's gonna come across there, and then your rest of your wrist. The gun was like that. All right, so I'm going to, as I say, ink this in fast motion. That gun might be a little too big, might be a little high, but I don't own one of these, so you don't quote me. It's just looking a little too high. But I'm going to ink this and correct my mistakes in the inking and see what we have from there. And this is a flashlight holder. All right, let's do it. Okay, so that's going to be it for this guy. I put a little grass under him. He's shooting at somebody in somebody's backyard. I could put trees in the whole 9 yards, but it's not a pinup. So, um, yeah, I kind of like the way it came out. As I say, I don't own one of these guns, so I really don't know how big it should be in his hands, but you'd have to do the reference on it to see exactly. But it's kind of close. I think it might be a little too big, but anyway, the point is made. So that's going to be it for this video, and I'm thinking, do I need to say something else or show something else? But I don't think so. So that's going to be it. I'm going to do a couple more gun positions right off the bat, so that you guys, whoever are doing like military stuff, can have several positions to reference. And as I say, another shameless plug, don't forget, this is a good book for you guys if you are looking for some reference stuff. Again, I will put the link in the description below, so you can just click on it and you can take you right to Amazon, which is where it is sold. So without further ado, I'll let this one go, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully we should be up in a day or two. I've been really behind on my videos, and that's just unforgivable for me. So I'm going to go ahead and do some more videos. So without me rambling anymore and holding up your time, I'm out.